And we're back. Jim's in deep thought, so we'll just move on with the next one, Ron, if you're ready.
Yes.
Okay. If we create our own experiences in the third dimension, are all the ministers and other preachers that demonstrate healing powers in the church operating in truth or deception?
It's an excellent question, and one that might want us to judge, might want me to judge. And I just don't ever want to be caught judging uh, the demonstration of person's real love, um, and then say they're being deceived. I That's just not fair. And why would I do that? Why would I try and change somebody else's mind if that's the sincere uh, belief systems? And yet, how do we change if we don't start talking about it? So, if a minister or a preacher is able to do healings, then they're tuning into stuff that is just uh, part of their nature. You know, they may be part of organized religion, they may be part of other things, but they have flourished in this particular area of their life. And it's not for me to determine whether that's true or not. If a healing takes place, well, then let's just rejoice and say this is beautiful. Um, let's not let's not say that it's better than the right way. If well, that's a poor statement. Uh, Yeshua would teach us to heal things in a different way, and it's a good idea for us to really understand what's involved in the healing process. How does Yeshua do it? How does Yeshua know that the person who is seeking a healing is not a real bad person? Uh, there's a certain amount of spirit involved and an understanding of what he's doing that is required so that um, he's not creating something or healing something that is not appropriate. If a guy's robbing a bank and he gets shot and he comes to Jesus, I got shot, can you heal me? Well, Jesus can tune into that person and find out what's going on and move accordingly. And then there's those who just touch the rim of his garment and heal themselves because of their tremendous amount of faith. Those are all the kinds of things that can happen. And it's not appropriate to judge people for things that they're happening. You can have your own opinion about things, and but if you're judging other people, that's not a really good thing to do. So your opinions of other people can be part of a judgment, or they can part of just allowing people to be who they want to be, and they have the right to do that. If we present ideas and concepts, and I've been doing this in this part 1 through 11, I'm finished up for a little bit until we can get some safety. But there's things that I have talked about that are a challenge to people. You know, I might get a little bit overzealous, and and I did when I was doing the five or the 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and I was contending with the cabal, and I was asked, "Oh, are you sure that's what you want to do? Because that's going to open the door and let the bad guys in, and you're going to be the target. You can do that. You can publish that if you want to, but we're telling you that it's a critical thing now. You might not want to do that because there's some problems that could come to you. So I chose not to do that. Well, that's just the way things have to be. And so when you have the ability to heal somebody and you're coming from love, how can you find fault with that person? I just don't. I have a problem with that. I don't find fault with somebody who's coming with love to heal people. If there's somebody that's coming to preach to them and tell them stuff that isn't true, well, then you just allow a conversation to take place and you talk about it. I'm not going to be dominant over somebody else. There's no reason for Yeshua to be dominant over somebody else. Everybody has their way. If Jesus is out there preaching and somebody wants to go out and listen to him, then what they get while they're listening is something that is okay between the two of them. And if you didn't like what he was saying, then you could leave. The Sanhedrin didn't like that. They didn't like what he was saying, and they didn't want to leave because their wives were there, and he was telling the wives that they're just as good as the men. And boy, when they get home, Jesus told me that I was just as good as you are, so you got to quit bossing me around. Oh, Jesus said that to you. Well, this is a patriarchal society. The men didn't like that. And that's what caused a major problem for Jesus, because he was for the equality of male and female, and they would not allow that in part of their lives. So there's sometimes when you go out of the social norm, but you don't push it upon somebody. If they don't want to listen, then you don't talk about it, because that's stepping on their domain, crossing over their domain. If they don't give you permission, you should never do that. So I hope that helps. Okay, that's it for now.
That's a great answer. Being no judgment is always a great way to be. So we will go on to the next question. We'll be right back.
Okay.